Okay, so I've got my floor plan inserted into Revit, and now I'm going to open up the site view in my floor plans, and straight away I'm going to duplicate this. So I'm going to right click on that site view, duplicate view, and then duplicate. And then I'm just going to show you a little trick before I go to do the next step. I'm just going to make sure it's saved into the same folder as my AutoCAD file. So remember I was saying just make sure you've got everything together in the one folder. And so here you can see I've got a folder called Mary Street in my CAD3 folder. You won't be able to see this, but I'm just showing you the way I've organised it. I'll just cancel that and back in AutoCAD. Again, I'm just using save as a way of finding where my file is. That's a good trick actually if you're not sure where you're saving. Save as, and then again I can check, well I can see it's in my CAD3 folder, but it's not in the Mary Street folder within that. So I'm going to save it into that folder. Revit should be able to find them normally, but I've just noticed over time that it struggles when the files are in different folders. So if you keep them all in the one folder, linked files tend to update more easily. Okay, so I'm just going to do the steps for inserting the AutoCAD file. This part's pretty straightforward, and then I'll give you some time to try it. So on the Insert tab, you've got Link CAD. And then you can see, again, it's come up with the same folder. So my CAD3 folder, and then Mary Street. There's the file I just saved with AutoCAD. And then this is the other part that trips people up. Down the bottom left corner, you'll see there's an option for current view only. With 2D AutoCAD files, that should be on every time. And in this case, it just won't work unless you have that turned on. Oh, yes, I'll come over in a second. Okay, so then in the section below that, you can see import units. Auto detect will work normally, but if you know the units, you may as well set them to what we know they are, which is millimetres. And then for the positioning, I'm going to set the option there to manual centre. And then I'll click open. Okay, so it's a bit hard to see, but if I click, I'll be able to see it. Yep. And then just click somewhere to place it. Did you tick current view only? I think you might not have. So just press escape and you'll need to do that again. So bottom left corner you've got current view only. So you've got to do that. So you've got to be in Revit if you want to do this. Oh yeah, sure, it's recording. Okay, so that's the first step, getting the AutoCAD file linked with the image file coming through. So what I'm going to do now is right-click on the view that I've copied, Site Copy 1, in my project browser. I'm going to go to Rename and call this Site Satellite. It's double L, isn't it? I think either way. Okay, so now I just want to go back and make some changes. I'm going to let you spend some time on this, so don't worry if you don't get all of this done right now. I'm going to make a layer for my building. So if you missed that, I'll just go into Layer Properties up on the ribbon there. I'm going to make a new file. I'm going to call it Building. I'm going to make it a nice bright colour that stands out. I'm going to change the line weight to 0.35. Double click on the little icon to the left of the name to make it current. And I'm going to draw a line along this corner of the building. Don't be too precious about that. The angle is important, so you should try and follow the angle of that wall as closely as you can. The length doesn't need to be as accurate because we'll need to change it anyway. We know how long that is, so we'll change it afterwards anyway. So I just want you to make sure that the link is coming through. So once you've drawn that, if you save the file, save the AutoCAD file, then go back into Revit, and then to bring that change across, simply on the Insert tab, go to Manage Links, go to CAD Formats, and you'll see the file that you've inserted. You can select it, click Reload, click OK, and the line should come through. Now, I know the line is there, but it's hard to see. Well, it's actually impossible to see it because it's under the image. So, the last step I'm going to do before just giving some time to work on this, I'm going to duplicate this view again. So, just right-clicking on the Site Satellite, duplicate view. Oops, sorry, not that option. So, right-click, duplicate view, duplicate with detail. This time, so very important that you choose duplicate with detailing, because that AutoCAD file is considered a detailing element. Okay, so I've got a new view. I'm going to right-click and give it a better name straight away. I'm going to call it Site Line, or Line Work. And now, this is the tricky part, or the interesting part. I'm going to click on the Edit button over in Properties, next to Visibility Graphics. You'll see it's the first Edit button on the left-hand side there. So in Properties over on the left, you've got the first Edit button there. Yep. Okay, so you'll see this dialog box. And if you go to Imported Categories, you will see the Mary Street plan drawing, or the name you've given your drawing file, and you should see the layers below that. You simply turn off layer 0, and you should then just see the building layer, and there we are. So there's the line that's come through. Exactly, that's right, so we can switch between the two and have everything linked together. So I'll give you a chance to try that, and I'll sort out any issues you've got, and then we can look at modifying that a little bit more.